Hey, so my name's Matthew, and I'm going to walk you through a skin fade today using only detachable blade clippers, starting with a number 2 guard. So when I say starting with a number 2 guard, normally you would fade from the bottom up. You would put your bald line in, and you would go up to that number 2. I actually start with my longest blade and work my way down to skin. If you don't put a line in, you don't really have to pull a line out. So right now I'm switching over to the 1.5. That guard's just a little bit smaller than the 2. That blade, rather, is just a little bit smaller than the 2. I'm going to show each one every step of the way. But pretty much what I'm doing is trying to pack in every single one of the blades as they get smaller. Roughly 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little more than 1/4 of an inch below the previous guard blade. So the first one that I used was the number 2. That one I kind of pulled away at the round of the head. The 1.5, about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little more than 1/4 of an inch below that one. This is the 1A blade. They're labeled a little different than typical guards, your plastic guards, and they're measured differently. So if you do want to learn how to use these, you're going to have to learn the differences between metal blades, detachable blades, and your typical plastic guards. So here is your 1 blade. Again, I'm just following about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little more than 1/4 of an inch below the previous blade. Currently, we've done a 2, a 1.5, a 1A, and a 1. The next one down below this would be a 0A and OA. We're going to do the exact same thing, fading up from the beard. I'll show you a different video on how to blend straight into a beard or to do beard trims with these, but just for the sake of the video today, we're only going to be doing the haircut. And I'm sorry, my shoulder is right in the way. It's the first video that I've shot, so it's a learning curve for me. So the next few should be better. Alright, so this one is the 000 blade, or 000 blade. This is about the equivalent of a traditional clipper, a levered clipper, all the way closed. And I'm almost completely blocking the screen, but you can see it a little better with the speed up. And I'm fixing to switch over to about a trimmer level equivalent blade. This is a 50 blade. So after this one, we're going to go straight into a foil shaver on the side of his head. But this one would be, if you were to be fading the traditional way, putting a bald line in and cutting the bald line out. This is what you would set that bald line with, either a trimmer or a 50 blade. So like I said, I've went from a 2, 1.5, 1A, 1, a 0A and OA, a 000, and a 50, all the way down to the foil shaver. And I didn't have to go back and fix any dark spots in the haircut or anything like that. For me, it's a little bit easier if you start all the way up at the top, fade down, fade backwards. You can see those dark spots as you're going, and you can go ahead and fix them immediately. And I do the same thing with the foil shaver. I'll start right underneath, like I said, about 1/4 of an inch underneath that 50. So now just going to the top, this is just a simple scissor cut going straight back. I elevated the front a little bit higher, a little further back. That way it leaves the front a little longer. He wanted to wear kind of like a faux hawk in the front. But as I go back, I'll be taking about 1/2 inch sections and cutting just a little shorter every single time. After I do that, I'll go to the side of his head and I'll check for waves in it. And this is basically just cross-checking the haircut. You just want to take any kind of imperfections out before you go to these scissors. These are your texturizing shears or blending shears. After you finish most of the haircut, you'll still have maybe a little bit of weight, but now you can see after using those texturizing shears, there's no weight at the round of his head between the clipper and the scissor portion. And now all I'm going to do is just kind of style his hair. You can see the way that I've cut it is a little longer in the front, a little shorter in the back. That way you can wear it kind of spiked up in the front, just in a simple faux hawk. And the rest of it is just cutting it all the way down with a razor. Again, you can use the foil shaver, but a lot of the guys that I cut, they prefer the razor at the end. And that's pretty much it.